Ready? Hey, what's up? This your girl, Lady Star from WSWT Internet Radio. We have a special guest in the building, y'all. But before we get to that, I want you guys to go to my website at www.wswtinternetradio.com and don't forget to hit that link. Also, subscribe to the station as well. It's totally free, no charge. We got you. Also, if you have a Roku TV, please go to your Roku TV and download Stand TV. That's STAND, Stand TV. Don't forget to go and download it, y'all, because we got so many awesome things we have on the station. So please support. Also go to all my social media platforms, which is Sadie Star 23. That's on YouTube. Also go to my Facebook page, Sadie L. Walker, and you can go to my IG page, Sadie is Blessed, with a D at the end. I put that D at the end. I'm blessed. So now we have a special guest in the building. I've been waiting to interview this first lady for the longest. Oh my God, she dragged me like, okay. Like, I'm not ready. I'm like, oh my God. So when I tell y'all, this lady right here, and I brag on you all the time. You don't even be knowing that. When I tell y'all, this lady is awesome. She is most definitely an awesome person. Because I just want to give you an introduction of who she is before I throw the ball to your court. Now, this lady right here, y'all, when I tell y'all, oh my God, she has been through the struggle. She has been blessed. I've seen God bless her tremendously. I've seen her go through the struggle, and she always make it on top. That lets you know that God got her front and her back. But she have an awesome testimony. She have a church on the west side of Chicago. It's called Chance Ministry. And when I tell y'all, I don't know no other church like this. Probably 2 or 3 churches. I count on one hand. But when I tell y'all that this church, Chance Ministry, they go out and support their community. When I tell you, some churches that you go to, you have to pay for this and pay for that. At their church, you don't pay for anything. You get everything free. Clothes, brand new stuff, furniture. When I tell y'all, they are a true blessing. They are a true blessing. So I'm going to throw the ball in Sister Martin. She's the First Lady of Chance Ministry. Let's give her a round of applause because this lady is awesome. Thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you for inviting me.
I truly appreciate you. So I'm going to throw the ball in your court. Just let people know who you are and what you got going on.
Well, as my cousin,
Sadie Star. She called you
Sadie Star.
Right.
I said SNS.
SNS.
Sadie Star. Let me just say that I boast about her all the time. And I boast about the fact that she called me, I don't even know if she remembered this, and she told me, I'm going to school. I'm going to go to school for broadcasting, right?
Yeah.
And I said, really, that's so good, you know. And then she called me and said, I graduated, and I have a office space, and all like this. And as much as I wanted to help her, I know nothing about TV or radio. But I just thank God that you can always pray for somebody, and that will boost and push them and help them more sometime in a different way, you know, because sometimes we need finances, but in a different way. And I just feel like what I had to offer her, because I had no knowledge, you know, to offer her in this field. She's doing an awesome job. She's an awesome person. She's an awesome mom. She's an awesome her work ethics. When I see her, all I see is my auntie.
Wow.
And so, I mean, walking tall in it, because my auntie, she was about the business, but she was such a lady. And that's what I love about you.
Thank you.
I love that about you. You are just such a lady, and you walk in so much grace, you know, and so I admire that about you totally.
Thank you.
You know, and people ask me about coming on the show, and they was like, so what are you going to talk about? So what are your questions? I say, I don't know. Well, you should know your questions. I said, it's Sadie Starr. I mean, come on. She's not going to ask me, something that's embarrassing. So I just really thank God for blessing her, amen, and blessing me to be here on today. I did lose my ministry, and then after that I got a little sick, and then after that I got sick because I realized I didn't just lose my ministry, I lost my school. My parents were devastated about the whole thing, and the babies was crying. Now that can get you, and they don't understand, they're 5 and 6, and they're like, what happened to our school? And don't make me cry. I'm trying to, be strong about it, but yeah, nobody got hurt or anything like that, and I just thank God for blessing us, through the fire. No fireman, because 2 weeks before our fire, 2 firemen died.
Yeah.
And so that's you have to count up. You know what I'm saying? You have to count up the blessings and what could have been that didn't happen, And my husband always say that, he always say this, they're like, did you do your taxes? He's like, yeah. Are you getting something back? He say, don't worry about getting nothing back. I don't owe anything. And so we did have a fire, but nobody got hurt, So we're happy about that. Very
That's
happy.
a blessing.
Mm-hmm.
Now I know that I want to take you way back. That's if you're comfortable with that. Because when I tell y'all, your testimony is so strong. I always think about your testimony when you was younger, what you've been through with your sickness and stuff. So do you mind sharing that? Because you went through some stuff that was unknown, that people have not even really went through what you went through. So could you explain that? I
can, and I don't want to forget this, because today there is a blog. I'm not computer savvy like that. Even though I should be.
Right.
Graduated from DeVry. But there's a Facebook page about Gideon Beret now. Now if that was out when I was sick, then I think I would have been, encouraged. But sometimes the unknown is good. But I was
you know people talking about that.
Oh, it's really big now.
Really?
I mean, if you go on Facebook and put in Gideon Beret, I mean, testimonies just, I couldn't even get to all of them, But I had to be about 18, maybe going on 19, when I just began to fall. And I lived out south with my dad, and I called my mother. I said, Mom, I'm like getting up on the floor when I come to. And she had a friend that was a doctor, and she called him, and he told her, just bring her in, Mabel. So I walked in the hospital, Auntie Nellie and my mom and myself, and I waited till it was night because I was doing my thing. I was, trying to party, trying to, the last minute. Right. And so it was at night, and so I finally came west, and we went. And he had a bed for me because she had made arrangements. And in 1 week, I was totally paralyzed on one side. But before that, I was a security guard at Malcolm X College, and I couldn't feel the tip of my toes in my jelly bean shoes. They have a new name for them now, but then they were jelly beans. And I thought nothing of it. I mean, I'm living my best life. I done graduated high school. My dad bought me a car. I'm out. That's right. I was living out my trunk between my mama house and my dad house. I was living my best life, So when I got paralyzed on the one side, my mother came and she was like, what is this? And so she picked me up and carried me out of that hospital to a second hospital, and I won't say their names because the first hospital did nothing for me though. They were very prejudiced. And the second hospital was prejudiced as well. Both hospitals gave me spinal taps, and that's just one of the most painful things in your back when they pull and so the second hospital put me in this big room with a bunch of people. Well, I went paralyzed on the second side, and they put me out because they didn't want to be sued. I mean, you wasn't this bad when you came.
You gonna tell me a hospital put you out?
Oh yeah.
While you was sick and
Yes.
paralyzed? Wow.
Because they said that Miss Sanders, we don't see nothing wrong with this girl. We think she's just spoiled. I said spoiled. But see, God took away my voice. I couldn't talk. My face could not do anything. I couldn't stand up. I couldn't turn over. I couldn't do anything. And so that hospital was like, take her somewhere else. And so the Lord blessed me to go to this hospital called Billings. And they're closed now. I think they're part of UIC or something like that. But I went there and they nurtured me. They took care of me. And they diagnosed me with a disease called Guillain-Barré. And was
you the first with that disease, or was it?
I wasn't the first one. The doctor in the, I want to say second hospital, brother had just been diagnosed with Guillain-Barré, but for him, it lasts like a week or two. But by it traveling in my whole body, it was able to spread and not just concentrate on one area. And so when I went to rehab, I found out it was a young girl there with Guillain-Barré. And she was younger than me. So I was 19. She was like 16. But it didn't spread all over her body. So her lower extremities, she couldn't do in her legs. And the damage of the attack permanently damaged hers. Wow. And so I only have a permanent damage right in the side of my face. Like when I smile, you can see it. But if you don't know that my smile is crooked, because I used to have this smile, that I walked past my bedroom window, my mirror one day, and I had lost a few pounds. My sister had put some weave on my head before weave was out.
Right.
Weave wasn't out. She made me 2 ponytails. I used to tell people I'm part Cherokee.
Right.
Part nothing. Right. And I walked past my mirror one day and I said, how could I ever be ugly?
Wow.
It was about a week.
Wow.
And when I finally could focus my eyes again, and I looked in the mirror at the third hospital, and when I saw my face just looked like I had a stroke. My eyes didn't close, my mouth didn't close, and the spirit just came right back to me and said, like this. This is how quick you can be ugly. Don't be so into yourself like that. Right. You can be up today and down tomorrow. Don't do it. And I just tried to cry. I'm still looking over here because I was looking in the mirror. I tried to cry and I didn't even have tears.
Wow.
I had no tears. I couldn't do nothing but lay there.
Wow.
And so I just thank God today that was definitely a testimony for me. And then I had met a young man that your brother introduced me to.
I was about to say the love story. It's a love story.
That your brother introduced me to.
Right.
And we had started really talking, going out, hanging out all night in my car. And he went to the service. And when he went to the service, we were like talking, and I just
before or after your sickness.
So before the sickness, we started talking. He went to the service, and that's when I got sick.
Wow.
So the doctors was like, get this man back. Obviously, she's having a nervous breakdown because he left. I said, what?
Right. Like
I never.
Right.
I don't know how to even know him.
Right.
I never slept with him. I never. Come on now.
Right.
I can't do nothing with myself, Right. And so they did. They sent for him. And
Wow.
he came home while I was paralyzed. And at that time, I had never saw myself in the mirror, so I didn't know how I looked. I just knew that I couldn't do nothing for myself. And he came home, and he didn't act like I grossed him out. I was like, so it's obvious I still look pretty good. I didn't know,
And that's something, because normally a guy won't stick around. They'll leave.
No, but he stayed, and he said, don't worry, you're going to be just, because I lost a lot of weight, though, because I didn't eat, and then they said if I choked, I would choke to death. Wow. And the disease had traveled up to my respiratory system and stopped. So they were waiting on me to stop breathing. And so, but he came home, and I was in the 3rd hospital, and he stayed at the hospital with me. My dad had never, I introduced him to him, because, when we got 18, we got a friend boy. And I introduced him to my, to
go first with the marriage problem.
So the doctors told him, you're a young man, you're in the service, you got your whole life ahead of you. You do not want to marry this girl.
Wow, so they were trying to push him away from you.
Yes.
Wow.
They said she'll probably never be able to be a wife.
And that's something the doctor said.
Well, they had I was in a room with another lady that looked just like me. And so they figured she'll be here for the rest of her life, just like this lady is here for the rest of her life. But they didn't know my mama was praying. She stopped eating. She stopped eating, and she just stayed in the bathroom on her knees all the time. And she never left me at the hospital by myself. She always stayed there with me and everything to make sure they didn't kill me off. Because they was convinced she's just spoiled, Not that I wasn't, but not this much. Come on. And so I was like, I'm not marrying nobody, and he kept asking. I was like, okay, come on now. And so they said, well, will you get, if we let you out the hospital, if we let you get married, will you get married here? I was like, oh no, because I had to put my lip up to the other lip to make my sounds. And I was like, no, I don't want people to see me looking like this, still full of myself. And we went downtown and got the marriage license, and we got married at my mom's house. And so he said, you're going to be back like your fine self.
Wow.
Because
he was back like your fine self.
Let him tell it.
Wow.
Let him tell it. But we got married like that. And he went back to the service. He was
how did you walk in? Because you was paralyzed.
Well, I was paralyzed, but I could stand.
Okay.
I just had to hold on you to walk.
Okay.
And so he held on me, and we went downtown to get our marriage license. And he was like, man, everybody looking at you because you fat. I'm like, this boy gotta be in love. Because they're looking at me because I'm retarded looking, and they're wondering, where are you going with this lady? You not about to marry her. And so we did get married at my mom's house. I went to rehab. He went back to the service, but he stayed with me until I got into rehab. So he was AWOL. And so they took his stripe. They threw him in jail.
Wow.
Yes, they did. And he never talks about that.
I never knew that.
Because he don't care. Because he's so happy to be married to me. I'm just kidding. He's just so happy, And so I just thank God that was 43 years ago.
43 years ago. You still married to the same man.
The same man.
Same kids.
The only man.
The only man.
Yes.
Wow.
And they said, don't marry her because you would never have kids. And she would never be able to function as a wife.
3 kids later.
That was the one thing they said that I was okay with. Because I never wanted kids.
But you're like, whatever, okay.
Yeah. What else I'm not going to be able to do, But, yeah, we definitely believed. We wasn't in church. But I just felt like I would get well again one day, because when they finally diagnosed me, they if you look in the book, now it's different now, because people are really going through because they're experimenting on them. Now, see, I was in pain when I tried to move and stuff, but it went away. I exercised, I had therapy and worked through that pain, and so it went away. But in the book when I was sick, the only remedy I want to say was tender loving care, and I got that every day.
But that's what we need now.
Yes,
it's tender loving care.
That's all we
need.
need.
It can heal anything.
Yes.
Wow. Okay,
I believe
so
that.
you went through your sickness. You was paralyzed. You got married. Your husband is still with you today. You know, that's like a perfect love story. You need a totally book for that. A book, a little short movie, because you don't hear stuff like that.
A movie would be nice.
Yeah, that would be nice.
I feel like I've told this story so long.
We can work on
Yeah, a movie would be nice. Yeah. Now that would be something different,
right?
And we can really get to the emotional part of it, like that. That would be, to be 19, 18, 19. Well, I was 19 when I got married, so I got married in August. So I think I got sick when I was like 19 or almost 19, to be that young and to be helpless. You can't go to the bathroom. You can't eat your food because you can't hold a spoon. That's devastating. In life today, it can be devastating.
Yeah,
you can go through some things. Yes, but I had my sisters. They was at the hospital with me every day. Combing my hair, taking care of my body.
That's love.
They was there, kissing all over me. I didn't know I was all twisted up in the face. I never knew.
But that's okay because look at you now.
So God, He keeps me with a little remembrance, like He did the children of Israel.
Right.
Every now and then He kept the Amalekites right there to buffet them. He kept them there. And so He keeps us with situations and circumstances to keep us leveled. Don't get so high. Don't get it twisted. You as sure as you're up, you can be down. And so it life teaches us really important things. Everything is not a test for you to fall. Some things is to learn. How to never treat other people. How to, what to never get into. It's there for us, And so I am grateful for that one today.
And as you telling your story, I'm like, wow, you've been through so much. You've been through the sickness. You've been through the paralyzed. God still gave you a happy ending. You got married. Some women, they could be or whatever, and still can't get a husband. And and then so what led you into the place of giving your life to God?
Well, a lot of things led me that way.
With saying,
but I think about how even in my upbringing, I feel like it prepared me for servantry or giving of yourself, because of the way my sisters, they really poured into the 5 younger ones. So my mom and dad had 5 kids, bam, bam, bam. I mean, same birthday month as boom, 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 5 kids. And then 5 years they didn't have kids. Well, those older 5 kids, they nurtured us and they taught us, and so just in the way they lived, it caused us not to get into a whole lot of things. And when they got saved, we got saved. Sister Dorothy got saved. Come on, Rennie was saved. Greg was saved. I'm like, okay, then I not without a fight, but I came on in, and then my husband, he came on in, and that's the way, I thought about that the other day, that's the way things went back in the day. When you got saved, you're my friend. I want to be with you. Yeah, and so I want to be with you. What you're doing, that's what I want to do. And so I gave my life to the Lord many times.
Right, like everybody else does.
Come on now.
You like,
but the last time,
you like, I have to come back to that.
yeah, because I had Lily.
Right.
That was my
Boom, boom.
man. You know, and she wasn't saved. She wasn't in church. Her mom didn't teach her to go to church. She wasn't a church person. She was nothing. And so I was always trying to kind of hold on to her and try to reach for the Lord. Hold on to her and reach for the Lord. And she would always say, come, let's go down to the lounge. She never drank. She never smoked. She never.
It was just a fun.
She just loved dancing and like that. And I'd be like, okay, you know, and I go down there with her. Well, I did smoke and I did drink and I did.
And
I didn't smoke
like
cigarettes, but I smoked weed.
Right.
You know,
my God,
and
this is my first time hearing that. Never do that. Right?
You know, I mean, come on.
Right.
And so she would ease me to the place, and we'll be outside just talking to everybody, and then she'll go inside, and then I'll go inside, and my elbow will be on the bar. And then I'll just turn around and say, let me just have a, you know what I'm saying? And then there I go again. And so the last time, though, it was more serious because God, I had went to church that Sunday and coming back home to still do what I was going to do on Monday. And so the Lord just, he just really ministered to me. And in a way that, like they say, scared straight. You ever saw that?
I know. I don't watch scary movies.
No. It's about the hard-headed kids that they send to their juvenile, juveniles, and they send them to prison and let those guys talk to them, and they were scared straight.
Right.
Okay. Well, then that's what happened to me.
Wow.
The Lord came in my room, and I never experienced an encounter with the Lord. I talked about him. I heard people talk about him, but I had never. And so when that happened, then I said, this is it for me. Yes. Husband, car, apartment.
Whatever. I'm done.
Everybody that wasn't talking about
you
Jesus.
was definitely scared straight.
I was gone. And so Lily,
I'm done.
She could be in the same room with me. I wouldn't even know because I would pay her no attention. And so after I had been saved for like 5 years or so, 6 years, I said, we can go shopping, Christmas shopping, one day. So I hung out with her once a year, and we strictly went shopping, went to eat,
and that was it.
Wow. You know, and so I had got some strength.
Wow.
And we have to give God time.
Yeah.
You know, we want to just, I want to be saved, and go up to the altar and blah, 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 and then go back. You know, you have to hang around people. Look what we did. Your brother, my brother, said everybody came straight to my mom's house. You didn't have to say, can I stay here? No. You got saved, you came to my mom's house. And we were all there together. And we worshiped together. We prayed together. We fast.
Got the Holy
like
Ghost
crazy.
together.
We got filled with the Holy Ghost. We went to church together.
Wow.
You know, now you got one person over there, 2 people over there, 3 people. I don't like this church. It's a Goldilocks spirit.
Church is so different.
It's a Goldilocks spirit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And even though the church we were at, they could have been doing some things, I wouldn't know because I was focused on the Lord and what God, what do you want me? Where? Just
you was most
come on, right? You know what I'm saying? And so by us being like that, we were able to gain some momentum where we were able to go and talk to a friend or Lily, hey, how you doing? Like that. But when you first come to the Lord, you have to get some strength because you've been Sadie Star for just say 20 years. Yeah. But for the 50 years, you've been Sadie. Right. The first fire I encountered, I like to go back to the first fire my husband encountered. Because when I met this man, all he talked about was, I want to find my family. I lost 4 sisters in the fire, and I want to find my family. But he connect to my family so beautifully.
Yes.
You know,
I be forgetting that's your husband.
I know. And some of my uncles act like I'm the in-law.
Right.
But I have to tell them,
right.
this is my Uncle Frank.
Right.
He is an in-law.
It's just because he blended
just
in
connected,
so well.
so
you be like, this is actually like wait a minute, he's married to, you know,
right.
so
like no incest.
Yeah, right.
And so he I watched him find his mom and dad. I watched him not have hate in his heart for them. He found his other 2 brothers.
How did he find them?
He when we came home from California, he called the DCFS, and they were just getting ready to close out that Martin case because his brother was 18. And the lady that was over that case remembered, and she did something she wasn't supposed to do, but she gave him information, and he found his grandfather, whose last name is Sanders, just like my last name.
Wow.
And he was sick, but he called the mom, and then the mom called the dad, and it was a family reunion. I had went to high school with his family. I didn't know him or them then, but went to high school with them. So he was the first person that I connect to and had lived a fight, because it was he that had woke up to tell the 2 brothers the house is on fire. And so the state took him and his 2 brothers from the parents, of course. And the lady that took him stayed in Chicago, didn't change his name, you know, so if his mom and dad ever came back, they would find him. But the lady that took the 2 boys, one older, one younger, she moved out here. And so he found them still. He found everybody. And so that was an encounter. And then when we had the first church fire, that was electrical. It took a lot, because my mom was dead, my dad was dead, and we didn't have the proper insurance. The whole place burned down. Now, right now, it looks worse than the first fire. But the first fire was the worst, because we didn't have the proper insurance. I said that, and we was able to experience receiving help. You have to experience that. You have to learn that, because we're used to giving.
I always just give, yeah.
But you can get uncomfortable when somebody gives you. So God just poured that right in. You're going to learn how to ask people for help. And you're going to learn how to receive that help and be grateful, because we had nothing, you know. And so we just had so many testimonies, gained so many friends. Matthew Roofing Company, awesome. I don't know how much time we have, but let me tell you, my husband called me and said, Belinda, it's a roofing company, because people wanted $100,000 to put that roof up. We didn't even have $10, let alone $100,000. And so we went to Matthew Roofing Company, and I didn't want to go in there because, number one, I wasn't used to asking people for help. I just called my father, and he said, go to the bank and get what you know, all of that is gone. And so we went in this place. Nobody looked like us was up in there. And I said, God, I want to be here, you know. But this tall man, I don't know, my husband is 6'1", taller than my husband, came out and took us in an office. And my pastor, he started telling him what happened and everything. And then the man leaned back in his chair, and he was like, well, did you ask these other 2 companies, God, I can't call their name. He said, I did, but they said no. He said, he took a book and started writing. He said, they're going to help. And I'm going to call this person, and they're going to help. He said, I'm not Matthew. I'm his brother-in-law. I'm his son-in-law. But I'm going to run this by him, and I'll get back with you like next week. Wow. The man calls us back. He said, so did you decide on the color? I couldn't decide on the color. I don't have anything to go to the store to decide on the color. He said, well, this is Timberland's roofing material. He said, you know, like Timberland boots, the best boots you're going to buy. We was like, yeah. He said, well, this is the roofing. He said, pick what color you want. He was like, okay. Pick the color. He said, okay, we're going to get this. And I called these other 2 companies, and they are going to give you the other things that you called them for. Just set up everything. And the day that the crane man came, Matthew's son-in-law stood outside and watched them put that stuff up. And today, his son, Matthew's son is over the company, and he's helping us today.
Wow,
so I really want to send a shout out to Matthew Roofing Company for all the help that they are doing concerning Chance Ministries. It's such a blessing, you know.
Wow.
I mean, God will take you through things, but He's carrying you. He's carrying you through. You don't feel nothing, you know. And so we are grateful for that. And even now.
So I know you got the school. You have the school over there. And
my school burned up. My school burned up. They tore up the rest of everything, but my school burned up. I had license for 35 kids at the school, church school, and I had 60 kids in the after school. And so I lost a lot of hurt families, but God is
gonna get it back together.
Us. Yes.
Watch and see you grow. You're gonna grow from this. Always do. You always bounce back. Now, I know you gave to the community, because I know at one point you was getting furniture from like different furniture stores and stuff. You was giving to the public as well, which was free.
Yes, it's all
everything
free.
was free.
Yes. Yeah. That's
you got to give up the name.
I do want to give it though.
Okay, shout it out.
I want to shout it out. We're partners with them. They're global. Okay. They're all over this world, and they help African kids go to school. They World Vision. They help do so many things. I couldn't tell you what all they help other people do, but what they do for us. For many years, my husband and I and a small group of people, we bought everything that we did. We paid for it. If you needed food, we bought it. You needed clothes, Christmas baskets, we bought stuff. Everything. Nice. But now World Vision, they supply us with all of our school supplies that we hand out, book bags, everything you can name. They supply that. Furniture, everything. House appliances. Yes. Just so many things. I don't know what they don't give us. The good thing about it is that, some people take that and they want to sell it. You said no. They do. We giving this away for free because we got it for free. We're going to give it to you for free. And that's the good thing about it. That is just watch and see. God got some stuff up. Hallelujah. Because he's about to blow y'all mind. Blow my mind, I know Lord. That's right. But you know what? Even though the church is gone, even though the school is gone, but you can expand to something that's even bigger, even greater. Yeah. And I believe that's going to happen. You never know Lord,
who might come in. Say, God, I tell you. You never know who might come in and say, you know what, I want to bless you with this building right here. I want to bless you with this land right here. You never know. So you have to speak those things as though they were. Because you never know what God is leading you to. That's the truth. Yeah, you're a great help to the community. I know they miss you. I know they do. Yeah. Because they depend on y'all for so many things. For church service, for Easter service, for Christmas service, whatever it is, y'all there. Tent service. Y'all even be out there with the tent. If you hot outside, y'all be out there with y'all
with the bees. Fanning the bees, But the Lord blessed us because the building next to us was a funeral home, and then it was a church. Yes. And she gave us the keys and told us to give her this amount of money, and she left. Wow. And so we just began to rehab that piece of property.
That's the banquet hall, right?
Mm-hmm. And so that's our church right now. Right. And it's big enough. We're not homeless. Before the first fire, we were homeless. Right. But the second fire, we're not homeless. Nope. We're able to still give. We set the table out there, put stuff on the table, still give to the community.
Look at that.
We still do. We have to do. Whatever we do, we don't never want the enemy's work to stop us. I don't like quitting. I don't like stopping stuff. I don't like changing those dates. I hate that. I hate doing that. If we're gonna have an anniversary, May the 28th, we're still gonna have it. We're just gonna have it somewhere else. We just, don't want to get in the habit of quitting and changing.
You was most definitely a powerful person because so many people don't have that strength that you have. Some people just walk away, just feel like I can't do it no more.
Yeah.
This is the second time around, I'm done. But you're like, nope, we're gonna keep on going. We got this. You have kids that's real strong. They got your back. Your husband got your back. Your kids, your cheerleaders. So that's a great thing. That's a great thing. So I want you to get some encouraging verses from people. Somebody might be want to, commit suicide. Somebody probably want to give up. Somebody might want to just, walk out on it all. Somebody may be sick and going through the same thing that you went through when you was younger. Somebody may have lost their kids in the fire. Somebody may have lost their home. Somebody probably want to be saved. What did the First Lady of Chance Ministry deliver to the people that's out there searching? Because we're in an era right now where people's really searching.
Yeah.
So give some kind, encouraging words.
Well, first, my brothers and my sisters, I would encourage you to be encouraged. Stay encouraged. How do I stay encouraged? By being around others that encourage me, others that boost me up, that makes me know that I'm here. I don't need to be around negative people. Amen. I don't need to be around negative people. My pastor always tell me, shed that skin, get that stuff, get you a new friend. Find you a new restaurant to go to. They don't want to take your money, want to sit you in the back, find you another place. This man don't want to treat you right. Don't let me get into that. Listen, I don't believe in women going finding men. I don't believe in that. That's that new age stuff. He don't come talk to you. You go up to. I'm never going up to no man saying anything.
That's that old
know why?
Right.
That's right, and it works. Yeah. It's the new stuff that ain't working.
Right.
But that old stuff, reach back. Amen. Reach back and get some of that old stuff. You want you a good man, a good woman. Stop dabbling. Don't be a sample. Don't be a sampler. And don't be a sample.
Right.
I heard it's a difference. Right. I heard a young lady say, I'm just like the man in the relationship. I said, well, that can go sour.
That's bad.
Because that's called a, not a water hose, but a hose.
I don't understand why people feel like that's cute. Like,
that's not cute for me to be a sample everywhere.
Yes.
Because I'm just sorry. Even in the Bible, men had more than one woman. Yeah. But even today, it's not good for a woman to give herself. Some women love strong. They love strong. Yeah. But you've given your soul to somebody that's not receiving it. So now, and we wasn't talking about relationships.
Come on.
But I'm 15 years old. I'm already sexually active. I'm going with Johnny. 15, Johnny done got what he wanted. 16 years old, it's Johnny's friend Randy. I'm with him now. He treats me nice. I've given myself to him too. 17, 18 weeks together, 2 years. Now I'm with John. I'm 19 years old. I've had 3 men. Come on now. 3 men I done already slept with. I've given myself. See, when you allow people to come into you, you've given yourself to them. Some of your soul dies with each one of those relationships.
Just like I'm 22. The Bible, no more sheets.
No more sheets.
Yeah.
Let's stop that right now. Today is the day. That you could, well, I already slept with 10 guys. That's okay. The 11th one would be my husband. I would be in a relationship, because I'm not thinking about those things I did behind. I'm looking to the future. I'm pressing toward the mark of the high call, which is in Christ Jesus. I'm pressing on. Ain't you the one that used to be on the corner over there? That person is still on the corner. I am a new person. I don't do that stuff no more. I have a new life. I'm looking for new things. You know what I'm saying? And so many times, and the reason why I kind of jumped to that, because the average woman you talk to, she have a relationship problem outside of God. And when you allow the Lord to send you Johnny, I know God sent me my husband. You know, I know that he did. Somebody that wasn't out to just get what they wanted, but was in for the long haul. My sister got married to a man way from Buffalo. Never met this man in her life. But Auntie Leola and his sister worked at the same place. And when the young lady said, my brother is saved, he's coming to Chicago. He's this age. I think they were 19. She said, oh, I got family members that's saved. He can go to church with them, and they hooked up. And that was like 40 years ago. Wow. I mean, you don't have to give nothing up to get anything. You wait. Let me see what you're working with, partner, because I'm not giving up nothing. Let me see what you have. And it has nothing to do with money or anything like that. But let me see, am I your first priority? If I am your first priority.
I think that's where a lot of women get messed up at, you know, because some women, I had a guest on the show, we was kind of talking about the same thing he's talking about. And I was telling him, I said, well, some women, you know, they jump from relationship to relationship because some of them, they may been a prostitute, or they may be raped at a young age. So, and some of them probably didn't have the parent, you know, they didn't grow up with the love in life, and they jump from relationship to relationship because they don't know how to be in something that's going to be stable. They're not used to a good man or seeing a good man, you know, caressing and actually loving for real. And that's a problem.
That is a problem.
That's a problem.
And then the only thing I'm saying is, let's start somewhere. Let's just, today is the day. You know, I'm not thinking about what I did yesterday. Not even what I did this morning. But right now, you know, when you can go to God and say, Lord, because this is what I did. I was a barmaid. My husband and I, we were barmaids in Harvey.
Right.
And this man used to come in and push the button that was a gospel song. And I said, there's no mixing. But today it's a lot of mixing.
Oh, yeah.
I said, you can't play that up in here. And he said, I'm going to tell your boss that you rejected my song. I said, don't play that in here. And I said, behind that bar, that day, I said, God, I don't want you.
Wow.
Because I'm living my best life. I don't want you. I said, but Lord, I said, God, don't leave me here.
Right, but you don't want him, though. Right?
I said, don't leave me here. I don't want you. I mean, me and my husband, we doing our thing. Right. We have no kids. 4 years. We were married 4 years before we had the one. You know, and so we had no kids. We got our drink going on, got our weed, our cocaine, you know, because his family when he found his family, they were big time drug dealers.
Wow.
And they would just give us all this cocaine.
Wow.
Would just give it to us, you know. And that wasn't God, you know what I'm saying? And just living our life. I said, Lord, I don't desire you. I don't want you.
Wow, that was
because you gotta let go too much stuff. I can't dance. Come on now.
So when you was on drugs, was it hard for you to like go through rehab? Because they said once you start doing, you know, certain drugs and stuff, they said it's really hard. It's like a hard demon that you cannot get rid of.
Well, I went to rehab to learn how to walk and talk again.
Right.
But when I wasn't, you know, nobody think they're on drugs,
right.
But drinking and smoking weed. And every now and then, too little cocaine, you know. But when I said that to God in that lounge, it was like a week later that the Lord came into my life. And I never urged for anything because I wasn't hooked on anything. So I walked away from it. I never smoked or drank or cocaine. It's nothing, and I really thank God for this. There is nothing that I can see somebody do that I desire to do that. In the world, I mean. Right. I see people dance, let's do the bus stop, whatever they doing. I have no desire to do those things. I've done that. I mean, come on. I'm 62 or 3. I didn't forget.
Look
But
good. You look good. Don't even look like it.
I don't. There's nothing the world can do that will make me say, "Man, I miss that." I miss nothing because
so
I know that what you're doing is gonna come and pass. What I'm doing is an eternity walk. It's gonna always lead to something and something. I don't like going in a circle. I like, when I went to school, I wanted to finish, it took me 20 years. But I wanted to finish. I don't like starting over. I don't like doing the same thing. You know, standing on the corner. You know, you've been standing on that corner 4 years. Come on. It's time to get off that corner. It's time to get out of that man's bed. It's time to get up out of that married man's face. It's time to walk a new life. And when you begin to do that, you be so satisfied that I don't need the weed. I don't need that Seagram's gin. I don't miss it because I'm full.
Right.
You know, and so.
And you know, by you saying that, like I always put myself, like whenever I talk to people, I always put myself out there like that too, because I let people know that, you know, we all been through something. Like when I lost my mom, and I really didn't have the structure that I really needed. So I won't say I jumped from relationships. I haven't really been in a lot of relationships. I haven't really been with that many people, you know. But it's like, but just knowing that, you know, that my life could have went that way, it could have went. Oh my God, it could have went so crazy. I see so many different women. Their parents passed away at a young age. They get out to prostitute. They start doing drugs. I mean everything. But I just thank God that He kept me in a way of where my focus was on Him, even as a young girl. I was certain things I didn't want to do, certain things I couldn't do, certain things God wouldn't even allow me to do. My friends did weed and they did their thing, but it's like certain things I just couldn't.
Well, that's why you look like this, because you're still fresh.
But you know.
You're fresh, you know. You haven't been stumped down and like that.
Well, mentally I have. But as far as physical, no. But mental.
Well, you know, God will never let us look like what we've been through.
That's true.
And that's His, you know,
that's true.
Grace and mercy over us, you
that's
know.
True.
And He'll allow us to put those things that we went through, put it on a shelf. You know what I'm saying?
And also not be a testimony.
Let it live in you. No, I'm going to take you and put you right here. And I'll revisit that when I need it.
Right.
And when I need it is when I'm sharing with somebody so that they can know you're not alone. Because, you know, we're never alone. And God always got something. He would send one person to something just for you. So that when you finally get to them, they'll say, I know what you're talking about. I've been there before. Because they went and took that off the shelf. This ain't part of my life. I just keep that on the shelf. And I'll let you know when I'm going to use
you.
Just
said, that was a help.
You ain't running my life. I'm going to let you know when I need you.
Right.
Okay? This depression demon that I experienced that before. Let me use you for my benefit, you know. But other than that, you stay locked up in the cabinet somewhere. Wow. You don't get to come out. Hallelujah. And that's how God do us, you know. And so I just want to encourage you. I remember when one of the tests you had, I took your mom to the hospital. And I always boast about, you can never tell you went through that, you know. And I appreciate that, because sometimes we don't, and I don't want to get off into something else, because we don't want to be examples for others, and we must be. We have to be. My sisters, they were gorgeous. They were gorgeous.
They was.
And they were kept women. And they did nothing in front of me and my sisters or my brothers, because they were my big sister. Now, when we are responsible for other people's, you know, life, their soul, their relationship, we have to not be so selfish and just do everything we big enough to do, living our best life. We have to live our life for others. And when we do that, you will look behind you and say, Lord, when did you bring me here? When did I get here? You know, because you're focused on others. So I want to encourage you to think about somebody else. Help somebody else. You know, serve somebody else. you know, and then you would find your life to be so much more richer.
Wow. That's powerful. So I just thank God for you coming, and oh my God, that was so powerful. So I know that you helped a lot of people on today. I just want to thank everybody for going online, going to our website, and tuning in to this powerful testimony. Hopefully one day you can come back again.
Whenever you part two. I know where you are now. Whenever you call me, I will come.
Yes. Come on and let's do some podcasts together and just minister to the people. And you can even have your own platform. You can start ministering to the people. And I'm
going to serve you. That's what I'm going to do.
Amen.
I don't have to have none of that. Because it's a blessing to serve.
Now you said about this bottle that God put on the shelf. Now you know that bottle. It's time for that bottle to come down.
Come on off the shelf.
Let that dust get on off.
That's right.
And it's time for you to let people know what you've been through, and you can be. Oh my God. Because this station reaches not only Illinois, this station reaches all over the world.
Praise the Lord.
We got people from Iceland that tune in. So your testimony can reach Iceland, can reach Jamaica. So you never know who's out there listening to you.
Yes.
So let's start, just bringing more positive. And this station is most definitely built off. Let's rebuild our black community.
Come on.
Brown community. Let's start rebuilding. Let's get back to what we're supposed to be. Let's get back to what God wants us to be. Let's start saying, like, I am my brother and I am my sister's keeper. Let's be that village again.
Yes.
And that's what it's all about. So I'm so glad that you speaking on the things that's on your heart.
Invited
me. Yes, for
awesome.
Thank you. Thank you. You are awesome too. And also for all my listeners, please, if y'all have a Roku TV, Roku, however you want to pronounce it, please go to Roku and download Stand TV. That's STAND, Stand TV, and you will see our video, our interview is going to be on air. So most definitely go and download it. We have a lot of great things that we have on the station right now.
Yes.
So it's most definitely building and people is tuning in. So I appreciate that. Also, go to the website at www.wswt Internet Radio and also subscribe to the station. It's free of charge.
Subscribe.
Well, Roku is free of charge. No money added. So go on and download it. Also subscribe to the station. Go to my YouTube page, Sadie Star 23. Give me a thumbs up. Also, this video is going to be on YouTube as well. Give us a thumbs up and also subscribe to the station. I had a wonderful time today. God is most
I did too.
Yes, so thank you for coming on. Thank you for coming on the Sadie Star Show. And we're going to do this thing tomorrow, y'all. Same time, same place. And I truly love you guys. Don't forget to share this video. And let's get it popping, y'all. If y'all know anybody out there that have a testimony that want to come out and they want to give their testimony, however it may be, please email me at SadieStar@WSWT Internet Radio, or you can email me at my personal email address, which is SadieWalker1127@gmail.com. I love you guys with the love of God. I love you with the love of God.
Yes.
So don't forget to tune in tomorrow, same time, same place. And baby, we are out of here, y'all. Peace out. Yay. Thank you. That was good. Thank you. Oh, can you hit that for me? Bye. Peace out. Don't forget to share.
And it's at the top.
At the bottom.